The secret to having multiple women is apparently to put them on the payroll. Don't believe me? I have a woman juggling expert. My name is Yasmin. Go ahead and follow this page. I'm about to break something down. Let's listen to this creator tell us that this is the new way to handle dating multiple women. If you don't have an HR department, you are doing something wrong.
Stefon Diggs is doing something that cats in Los Angeles have been doing for a while when it comes to dealing with multiple women. You put them on the payroll. I've done it. A lot of people that I know have done it. I was coached to do it. If you put them on the payroll, you can write them off on your taxes, and at the end of the year, they got to file a 1099. So you're not even really spending money on them as much as you're using them for a tax write-off.
All right, let's break that down. This is true. Let me give you an example. Say you have a business and at the end of the year, you have $100,000 in profit. If you have given some woman $20,000 in that year, you only have $80,000 of liability. You started with $100,000 of profit, which was $100,000 of tax liability. You paid somebody $20,000 and now you have $80,000 of tax liability.
This is something that's been around for a little while now, and this is the way to properly do things. Now, if you're in these streets, you need to get you a legitimate business, start a corporation, and have all of your women employed by that corporation. Never give them straight cash. Always give them a paycheck. You get a paycheck, X amount per week, X amount every 2 weeks, X amount a month, and then you go and deal with the tax man. Your cheeks are available to me anytime that I like. You helping me with...
Let's stop right there. I have access to your cheeks anytime that I would like. This is a large part of the problem as I see it. When you're giving somebody money and also saying, I have access to your cheeks whenever I want to, how is this different from prostitution? You are literally saying to the person, sex is a part of the deal and I am paying you. How does this prevent someone who becomes disgruntled at some point from going to court, suing you for sexual harassment or even prostitution? I do not understand this part. Another thing is that this theory or this strategy where, hey, you date 5 women, you put them all on payroll, you pay them all, you have sex with them whenever you want. We all know how women can have different emotional connections, jealousy. Hey, someone's being treated differently from somebody else. How do you keep all of that calm when everybody is on payroll? Just because they're all on payroll, nobody is going to catch feelings. I find this strategy pretty flawed from that standpoint.
My business, and you deal with the tax man, and on top of all of that, I get to write it off on my taxes. That's the genius way to do it. This whole giving women money and gifts just randomly and then having to account for that, nobody's doing that anymore. You put them on payroll, you make them a legitimate contractor or employee of your company, you give them a job along with their cheeks, and you ensure that when the rubber meets the road, like in the Stefon Diggs trial, you got other people employed that's going to take your side because they ain't trying to mess up their money.
Okay. He's brought up Stefon Diggs, and I want to address sort of the witnesses and sort of what he's alluding to. So say, for example, something goes left in your house. You have a live-in chef. She accuses you of slapping her. She says, hey, she had a red mark on her face. She had a red mark around her throat. All the other people working with you are not going to vouch for her because they don't want to mess up their money. They don't want to be on the outs with the boss. Okay, fine. Except here's the problem with that. If you are working for somebody and you are living with them or you have access to them, you can easily do secret recordings, whether it's on your phone or a camera. You can put hidden cameras up where you are that they would never notice. So you don't actually need your coworkers to agree with you. Now, you don't, because if you find a way to show this evidence, you win. Basically, you have the evidence. And the other part of it is, say, for example, a coworker, a disgruntled coworker comes forward and they have photos and they have video of another coworker seeing this. Now you have perhaps a perjury charge if you go in front of the court and you basically lie when they have footage that you witnessed something. So again, this is not a foolproof strategy by any means.
So all of his other employees was like, nah, she ain't say nothing to me. Nah, I ain't never seen her with no marks on her face. Nah, I don't know what she's talking about. You know why? Because he got all the women in his house that he's cracking on payroll, and they ain't trying to lose their money. Smart way to go.
And to that I say, this is not a smart way to go. And the reason why it's not a smart way to go is because on the state level and the federal level, they have sexual harassment laws. And at any moment, if somebody has been told that they're going to pay you and also they're going to have access to you sexually whenever they want, that can be seen in a court of law as sexual harassment. And you cannot control when someone starts catching feelings. You cannot control when someone decides they want to take you to court. This whole recommendation, though, can bring down your tax liability, does not actually bring down your legal liabilities. In my opinion, this opens you up to more lawsuits than anything else. Even if some of the lawsuits are fabricated, or even if you win, the cost to your reputation is beyond your tax write-off. If you look at the Stefon Diggs case, again, he was found not guilty. Good for him. But does anybody out there believe that him being accused of this didn't affect him being released by the New England Patriots? So you have to be very careful if you are following internet advice and they are telling you to get multiple women on payroll and tell them you can have sex with them whenever you want, because the reality is that is not a legal loophole you can easily get out of. And its cost to your brand, to your reputation, and to your future money may be far more than what you want to pay. All right, y'all, let me know what you think. That is certainly one to grow on. Peace. See you next time.